Welcome everybody to the next in this series of 5-element Yin Yoga. Today we're going to be working with fire. And as one of the people in the room said, oh no, that sounds difficult. Well, it's not. We're going to be working very specifically with this wonderful energy. So we get directly into it. Take a cushion, place it under the base of the spine. Remember not to sit onto the cushion, but just have it just under the tailbone. And we allow the body here to just sink down into the pelvis. So we're not trying to raise the body up, we allow it to sink down and rest your hands gently on the knees. Closing the eyes if you wish to. Just take a few deep conscious breaths. Controlling the breath in, and relax and allow the air to leave the body. And now release the breath. Allow the breath to be natural and without control. And just feeling how these 3 simple breaths just ignited something within inside you. Feel your deep connection to yourself and to the earth beneath you. Creating safety and comfort. Like sitting around a campfire in the middle of a warm summer evening. Following each breath in and out from the body. And coming up to the stillness of your mind. Expanding this space until the thoughts become almost insignificant. Feel the freedom of this space. Imagine in your mind's eye, opening your arms wide. Opening the solar plexus. Maybe greeting the sun and a sunrise. And then, when you are ready, slowly and gently opening the eyes. Welcome. I've been looking forward to this all week. First, before we go on any further, I just want to celebrate with everybody out there and everybody in the room. Today we went over 200 subscribers in just 8 weeks, so I'm ecstatic. So nothing is going to ruin my day. It's wonderful, and I welcome everybody who's new to the channel. Today it's nice and simple. Like I said, even if it's fire, we're going to be working very gently with the body, and just be aware of this awakening feeling that you have inside the body. So we're going to start at the back of the mat. So gently coming to the knees. You sit gently on the feet, if possible, or having a cushion between the legs, or even, as I said before, you can sit on a bolster. Just make this a little bit more comfortable and make it as high as possible that you need to come to in order to feel relaxed. You close the eyes and just become now aware of the support from the earth beneath you. Simply because you changed, the body simply comes into balance with the earth. It is the element that balances fire. And then gently opening the eyes. We're going to come forward to a position we have practiced before, which is called melting heart. So here I would like to still encourage you to bring the knees to the sides of the mat to allow you to get just that little bit deeper into the position. Toes together at the back, or the big toes. You can allow the heels to fall apart, and then we just reach out with the right hand over the mat and place the hand. Same thing on the left. We then inhale and exhale all the way back. And this today we're just going to bring the elbows to the mat, both arms forward, and we just keep coming back with the hips until you can bring the forehead and nose to the mat. Here I want you to focus on the solar plexus, almost like the middle of the spine. So between the neck and the tailbone, you have this very powerful energy, the solar plexus, the place of the sun. It is a focus of energy within the body and the balance between the physical and the conscious. It keeps us in the physical body. It is the life force that we feel every day when we get up in the morning. I'd like you to encourage this every time you wake up in the morning. Just say, yes, another day, wonderful. Maybe open the curtains and say hello to the sun. Just to encourage this energy within you. It is always there, and sometimes can get dampened by the heaviness of life or stress. But it is always there. Feel your upper body now, relaxing down towards the mat. And imagining your heart resting gently in the center of the chest. Just above the solar plexus. Relaxing the hips just that little bit more, and the knees. And remember, if you're uncomfortable in the position, you can always come out of the position, maybe place a couple of cushions under the knees, and then come back into the position. In my classes, everything is just about you becoming as comfortable as possible in every single position. And this can take a little bit of time and patience. Relax the fingers just that little bit more, maybe just wiggling them so that you feel the tips of the fingers on the floor. Conscious of the space between the hands and the mat. Somewhere behind, there's this energy of moving forward. Not like the flow of water, just the readiness of the body. Almost waiting for the instruction to move forward. Just going to stay with this energy and just appreciate it within your body, the fact that that spark is always there. Relaxing the lower back. Maybe the stomach comes just that little bit closer down towards the mat. Again, just acknowledging the heart resting in the chest. The position is called melting heart, and you just want to feel that support. At the same time, this feeling of readiness in the body. We find that the more we focus on this energy, the more it increases, balancing the beautiful energy of the earth, which is the gravity pulling your body down towards the mat and the floor. But the earth does not cancel the fire. The fire is still there. It is just waiting to move when you ask it to. So we've given our energy completely to the earth, just hanging the body down. And now we engage that fire. So we inhale and gently come up out of the position. This ability to leave the position comes from the spark of the fire. We bring the hands back under the shoulders. We bring the knees together in the center. And we're just going to drift gently back with the body. And the hands come up over the knees and into hero position. And just feeling the space between the shoulders and the top of your head. The gentle warmth flowing through your body. Not as heat, but just comforting. We gently open the eyes, and we're going to come forward to supported seal. So we just gently glide down to the mat in a way that's most comfortable for you. And we're going to bring the elbows as much as possible directly under the shoulders here. And for those of you that have been practicing the half cobra position, this is basically the opposite. So you can even encourage yourself to bring the elbows just that little bit further forward and allow your body to sink down towards the mat. You remember that we were talking about lifting the body in the half cobra. Well, this is the opposite. We sink down into the position, into the shoulders. Maybe rocking the hips left to left and right to right, just so that the lower back just relaxes just that little bit more. So supported seal. This is basically that all the energy is being supported from your elbow to the shoulder, and the head sinks down and the head just sits on the top. And of course, as always, you can just adjust the body so that you feel completely comfortable. You can also place a bolster or cushion under the chest if it feels too much for the upper back. Just try and find a position where the head actually sinks down into your shoulders. And again, if you can't find this, you can move the elbows just that little bit further forward. Allow that warmth to spread through the whole body. It is also the warmth in the body that we watch the temperature difference between the air and your skin. the warmth in your body makes this far more tangible. So as we're sitting in this position, I'm very conscious that I can feel the ventilation from passing over my fingers and up over my arms, and then a fraction of a second later comes to my feet. So the simple awareness of our surroundings as we practice the Yin Yoga becomes more and more. I want you to open your mind and open your senses. It doesn't really matter if you miss things in the beginning, because just the idea of you starting to feel more around you and see more around you and understand your connection to everything is part of this journey. Just relaxing the lower back just a little bit more. Maybe you're even feeling that the ribs are now touching the mat. Take a deep breath in, as I've often said before, lifting out of the position. And then a long exhale, and feel how the body even sinks just that little bit deeper into the position, almost as if you're sort of disappearing into the surface of the earth beneath you, the floor. Again, if you have any stiffness in the upper back or lower back, just gently rock the hips left and left, right to right. And then again, relax back into the position. I've got a comment this week that in some of the positions we feel discomfort. And it's difficult to know when the discomfort is enough for us to actually have to move. This is entirely your ego talking. If something is uncomfortable in my classes, you just simply move. With no judgment right or wrong. It is just simply 100% of what you can do right now. And next week, maybe it's a little bit more or a little bit less. Everything we do in the yoga is in each passing moment. Good, so we're gently going to come back out of the position. So here we can just sort of roll over to one side if you like and bring the knees up, place the hand in front of your chest and we gently come up from the mat. Feeling the resistance of the body to actually leave the floor. Settling back onto your mat. If you wish to, you can place the cushion again under the base of the spine or the tailbone. Again, not bringing the buttocks onto the cushion, just the tailbone. And we're going to continue into butterfly. Those of you watching my shorts, we can do this in several different ways. So if you're feeling particularly stiff, of course we can use cushions or even the bolster to just support, and especially if, for example, you have more pain on one side than the other, and just allow this position to be as natural as possible. We're not trying to push the knees down in this position, we're just allowing them to come to their natural position. And we're also allowing the body to sink down into itself. We're not trying to lift up or move forward Just allow the position to be completely relaxed and normal, and just breathe. Do you remember this fire energy that I was talking about is always ready there to start? I want you to relate to this with the next inhale. The energy is there just before the inhale, just waiting for you to start the inhale. And just close your eyes and just focus on this energy that's always ready to start. It almost has a smile on its face. It's like, yes. And yet it has the most incredible patience. It is always waiting until you tell it that it's time. Sometimes I can even picture this energy like I sometimes picture it as a puppy. This excited, like, oh, we're going to do something. That feeling, that energy, that almost childlike energy. And just allow it to be there. Reconnect yourself to it. Remembering back to when you were a child. Relating to this beautiful energy that is always there, waiting for you. Relaxing the hips just that little bit more. Sinking down just that little bit more into the body or into the pelvis. You can hold the feet here if you wish. Just allow the arms to be as heavy as possible. The elbows. Maybe even that gentle smile on the corner of your lips that I've been talking about. It is such a vibrant energy and so beautiful. It is also the energy that wants to get things done. We can also mix these energies. If you think about fire and water, if there's too much water, it puts out the fire. But the fire can become steam, which is also a driving force. So the flow of the water can give energy to the fire. And the opposite. And all the time waiting patiently in the background. Earth, grounded and stable and safe. Just these last few seconds, just relaxing just that little bit more. Shoulders, maybe relaxing the neck, allowing your chin to come all the way down to your chest. Just feeling the weight of your body, the weight of your head. Gently stretching out the muscles in the back of the neck. Down into the shoulders and into the upper back. And then we gently come out of the position. And here we can just gently move into a position that feels more comfortable. Or we can stay in the same position, just finding a position where you can relax completely. Again, shifting the balance, maybe adjusting the cushion under the base of your spine and just relaxing down. Maybe the legs are crossed, maybe they're straight. It's entirely up to you. Remove all questions from your head regarding, am I doing this right? Am I doing it wrong? Just allow it to be exactly as it is. Yoga is not in a book, and it's not on YouTube. Yoga is you and your balance with your body and mind. And once again, if you're doing 100% of what you can do, you are doing 100% yoga. It is not about doing extreme positions or stretching the body beyond what is comfortable. It's just learning the balance between the physical body and complete relaxation. Good. So we gently open the eyes, and we're going to come into a position, one of my favorites actually, and it's not the banana position, which I know I like, but not today. We're going to place the bolster or a bunch of cushions, whichever you feel most comfortable with, just along the center of your mat here, into supported fish. So we place the body in a position where the bolster is just at the sacrum bone, which is a triangular bone at the bottom of the spine, just before the tailbone. And here we can just move the legs out if you wish to, or having them slightly bent. It's whatever's comfortable for you here. And we come gently down onto the bolster and resting the head on the bolster. So again, I'm going to say this a lot of times, you're probably going to get tired of me saying it, but if you want to be in my classes, please just go and get yourself one of these, the bolster. You can buy them almost anywhere, and maybe a block as well. They're extremely useful, and you know, when we're not doing the yoga, they're very nice to have in the sofa or yeah. So getting back to the yoga, we have the sit bones on the mat. The body is gently coming up over the bolster, and if it's feeling too much in the back, just rock again side to side until you feel that has just enough support in the lower back. Then, if you wish to, resting both hands on the chest, allow the feet to fall out to the sides and the elbows are on the floor. It might feel more comfortable for you to look out to the right or the left, whatever you're comfortable with, and maybe even having an extra cushion under the back of your head. I want you to feel now this little spark of hope that I've been talking about. Hope is a massive energy, and it can create things that you are not even capable of imagining. This tiny bit of hope, it is like the spark of the fire. It is what supports what you want to do. And I don't just mean in yoga, I mean in life in general. Maybe you're hoping that you can cycle 100 kilometers in a day, I don't know. If it inspires you, well, maybe you'll have the hope. And the hope is the spark that gets you to sit in the saddle and start to pedal. And after a few months, you will be cycling 100 kilometers. It is the same with yoga, except maybe not as physically demanding. Just be aware of your body and the feeling or the hope that each day you can just feel just that little bit better. It's such an amazing feeling, and it's driven me since day one. The understanding that 1 millimeter a week can make such a huge difference. And that little spark to start comes from the fire energy that all of us have within us. Nothing in this series has nothing to do with you. Every element has everything to do with you. It is woven into your fabric of your being. And it's just to see them, and they're there to be used all the time. Nobody and nothing is going to stop you and say, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? It is just a beautiful way to support yourself in everyday life. Whether you're going to the office, or going for a walk, or hugging the person you love most in the world. Stay in this silence just for this last minute, and just collect one memory or several where you felt completely and utterly in balance with the world, with the people around you. Maybe it was the feeling of ecstatic love or happiness, or just the joy of seeing a beautiful sunset or a mountain. Allow this image to build this fire within you. Not of destruction, but of pure energy. The warmth of simply existence and bliss. Good, so I encourage you now to open your eyes if the eyes were closed. And they were for me, but maybe they weren't for you. And just gently roll off the bolster. So we can do this to the right or the left. There's no right or wrong way of doing this. It's just to sort of roll off and just feel how the body sort of lands on the floor. You can use a cushion here if you wish to. And just resting either with the head on your arm or on a pillow. And staying in this sacred position just for a few seconds. Again, we place the hand in front of the chest, the hand that is from the shoulder that is highest towards the top of the room or towards the sky. And just using this arm to gently bring yourself up, again away from the floor. Each time we come up from the floor, just being conscious of this feeling of, it would have been nice just to stay there just a few seconds longer. This small smile that appears on your lips also comes from this fire energy. It is something that I've become really addicted to. Addicted to life. It's a beautiful sensation. And if you become addicted to life, you become addicted to each moment. And each moment that passes is a gift, as I've said before. So we're going to come into the next position. So we're going to move the cushions away from the mat. So we don't need them right now. I'm just going to place them out the side here, probably better. And then we're going to come to the mat. Come to the knees at the back of the mat. Good. So, we're going to come into a position which is called threading the needle. We can do this in several ways, but we're going to basically do this in a way that is very gentle for the body. So, we can just gently come up onto the knees and hands again under the shoulders, as we did earlier. And just as we did earlier with the melting heart, again we move the knees to the sides of the mat. Toes together at the back of the mat. And again we reach out over the mat and place the hand onto the mat, keeping this perfect position between the shoulder and the wrist, and will be unique to you. Good. So now we inhale and exhale the body gently back. And I want you to keep the right arm straight. Just keep coming back and then start to gently rotate the upper body so that your left shoulder comes down towards the mat. And of course here, if you can't get all the way down into the position, we can use a bolster, exactly the same thing as we did before, just finding that we can come all the way down onto the bolster with the shoulder. If you're on the bolster, you'll notice that the head is up, level with the arm. That is perfectly okay. What we're looking for here is just this slight rotation in the lower back and all the way up through the spine to the back of the head. I want you to now be as heavy as possible. And if you find this is too much for the shoulder here, especially on the right side, you can bring the hand a little bit closer so you can actually rest the elbow onto the floor. This can be very nice if you have any kind of problem with the shoulder. But otherwise having the arm out and just allow the heaviness of the arm to actually help the shoulder to relax. You can sink even deeper down into the lower back, the hips, maybe just gently moving them just that little bit, sinking down with the stomach towards the mat. Take a deep breath again, as we've done many times before. Feel how the body lifts away from the floor, and then this long exhale that I'm always talking about as the body sinks back down into the position. Once again, this is not something that we normally do in Yin Yoga. It's just something I encourage people to do, especially in the beginning, because this feeling of lifting and sinking into the position actually happens in every single breath you take. It's just in the beginning we're not aware of it. So it's more difficult to use it if we don't know it's there. It's like a little bit like sort of having a bicycle in the garage that you didn't know you had, and it's such a pain to walk to the shops. It just makes life just that little bit easier. And if we know it's there, we feel like, okay, well, this was not so much an effort. Each breath is the first breath in the rest of your life. Acknowledging it, allowing it to pass, and then inhaling as we gently come up out of the position. Bring the left hand out so that it's parallel now with the right. We check this, make sure again, you can look back, make sure the toes are together in the center. And then we exhale back once again with the hips, and now gently rotate the upper body to bring the right shoulder down to the mat or onto a cushion or onto the bolster. And again, if it's too much now in the left shoulder here, we can bend the elbow and bring the elbow to the mat. Rotation of the spine. Relaxed, the elbow is relaxed. There's no, don't know whether you can see that. I can move it up and down with the other hand. It's just heavy, shoulders nice and heavy. I'm just resting the head on the mat. Of course, this could be on a cushion or on the bolster, as I said before. Remember, doing 100% of what you can do. Now relaxing the lower back and the hips just that little bit more. If you like, it's like stoking the fire. You know, when the embers are sort of almost getting a little bit grey and you stick a twig or a poker into the fire and just move it around just so you can get that, just that little bit more air, and it just starts to glow just that little bit more. That's a little bit of what I'm talking about here. Just feeling that energy in your body, allowing this relaxation, allowing the earth energy to just take all responsibility for the relaxation in the lower back, the upper back, and the neck and the shoulders, the toes, even the fingers. Just gently wiggling the fingers again. Maybe conscious of the tips of the fingers on the mat and the space between the fingers and the mat or the floor. If we're outside, just connection to the ground, maybe the sand at the beach or the leaves in the forest. And then we inhale gently, coming up out of the position and bringing the right hand out to the left. Good. So we're going to bring the hands back under the shoulders again. We bring the knees together in the center of the mat. And once more, we just allow the body, or the weight of the body, to come back towards the feet. We then gently lift the upper body so that the hands gently glide up over the knees. Placing, of course, a cushion between the legs or under your ankles. And just finding a position where you can settle into the body. And again, I just want you to become aware of the space between the shoulders and the top of your head, the crown of your head. Imagine a triangle here between both shoulders and the top of your head. Just feel this space, almost as if the neck is just that little bit longer. Allow yourself to sink down just that little bit more by relaxing the knees and the thighs. Just that little deeper onto the cushion or onto your heels. And then we open the eyes again. Coming to the last two positions for today. Again, I want you to take the bolster, and today we're going to do a simple spinal twist. We can use as support, so we can say it's a supported spinal twist or supported cat's tail. So sit side, gently come down to your mat in a position or a way that is as gentle as possible. You're sort of creeping into bed maybe. Just making yourself as comfortable as possible. No hurry. Maybe placing your feet flat on the floor and just pressing the feet into the floor so you can just lift the lower back just that little bit further away from the mat and just place it back onto the mat as you relax the legs. Good. So we're going to bring both hands behind the head. And we're just going to bring the knees together and then just straighten the right leg and bring the left foot on the outside of your right knee. And then we're going to roll up onto the right side of the body, so onto the right hip, so the left elbow comes over. So you've got the head just resting here. And the knee is going to come down to the bolster. So you have the left knee resting on the bolster. And here we can take a cushion again, if you wish to. So just go and find that, maybe one or even two cushions. That, right. And here we can either place the hand on the chest and just allow the elbow to fall in behind the back. Or if we want a more or a deeper stretch, we can just bring the arm out, bringing the back of the hand to the floor, making sure, of course, that the knee stays on the bolster. Now we can bend the right leg, and we're going to move the left hand to the right foot, just behind the back. And here we can either look to the right hand and just relaxing everything down onto the floor here, or we can gently move the head and look to the left. Eventually you'll have the knee on the bolster and the foot on the floor behind the back. When I do the other side, you're going to be able to see that a little bit better, so don't worry about that right now if you can't see what's happening with my right foot. Here again, we're just going to focus on the breath. So relax your lower back. Just allowing it to be exactly as it is. Just giving yourself the space to grow. Again, maybe conscious of the warmth of the body. Or if you're outside, maybe the warmth of the sun against your skin. If you're inside, the temperature of the air between the air and the skin. Maybe conscious of the start energy, which I've been talking about at the beginning of each breath. Whatever feels comfortable or calls to you. Maybe just adjusting the position just that little bit more so that you can relax even deeper into the floor. Remember that you are not lying on the floor or the ground or the sand or the grass. You are part of this space. So if you like, you want to look at it in a sort of humorous way, you could say, well, you're basically just a bump in the floor. If somebody was walking across the floor, they would probably trip over you because you're a bump in the floor. You're a part of this space. This is what I'm trying to say. You're part of this world. You're not a bump on the world. You're part of it. You walk around, you breathe the air, you do what you do. And the interesting thing about that fact is that if you look at it carefully, the world simply would be a completely different place if you were not here. It is impossible for anything to be the same if you were not here. We then gently release the right foot from the left hand and straighten the leg. Then we're going to come all the way back onto the mat. So we just roll back onto the mat. And again, here I'd encourage you to have both feet again on the floor. Just press the heels into the floor so that the lower back returns to the mat. Just in a way that you can just lift just that little bit. I don't know whether you can see that. Just lift that little bit, place the lower back, move the bolster over to the opposite side of the mat. Good. So approximately level with the hip, or the top of the bolster level with the hip. This is really just perfect. Alright, so again, place the hands again behind the head. Just relax. Then we straighten the left leg. We place the right foot on the outside of the left knee. And then we're just going to gently roll up now onto the left side, so onto the left hip and the left shoulder. And the right elbow is going to come over. And you can either rest the head onto your arm or again find the cushions just under the back of your head here. You can stretch out the left arm, and then we can stretch out the right. Just making sure that the knee stays on the bolster, and then we bend the left knee. We take the right hand to the left foot, so again here, if you couldn't see it on the opposite side, you can actually look and just see what's happening here. So I'm just holding the foot is on the floor, knee is on the bolster, and again I can just stretch out with the left arm here, look to the left hand or rotate and look to the right. And just feeling this rotation all the way through the back. That was nice, I just had a little rotation in the spine, just released a little bit more tension. So if your back goes plonk, it just means that you've just released something that didn't need to be there. Or another way of looking at it is you don't have to go to the chiropractor tomorrow. You just saved yourself a bunch of money. As I got another one, that's really nice. And another one. It must be the more I'm relaxing, the more it's just adjusting itself. It fascinates me. I've been doing yoga for so many years, and every day it just still blows me away that just doing something so simple can be so effective. I mean, it's such a beautiful experience. Just take the time to do it. And again, this feeling of this spark of energy, or hope as I like to call it, it can make a lot of difference. This 1 millimeter a week that I'm always talking about. You think about this after 1 year, that's 5.2 centimeters in every single different direction. And after 2 years, it's 10.4 centimeters in every direction. So this 1 millimeter is not a small thing. It is something that will kindle the hope. And a way that we can do it in a relaxed and comfortable way with realistic visions. The opposite, of course, would be that if you've never done yoga, tomorrow you wake up and you can stand on your head, do a lotus and rotate to the right and the left, and then place the lotus down at the chest and back on the floor, and then sit back down onto the floor. Of course, it's nonsense. You can't do that. It takes years of practice. So make everything as realistic as possible for yourself, and then everything becomes possible. And for those of you that are new on the channel, welcome. In the over 26 years that I've been teaching yoga now, I've never met anybody who was physically handicapped as myself when I started. So if I can do yoga, anybody can. It doesn't matter whether you're 5 or 90. It's never too late. We release the left foot from the right hand, straighten the leg. Gently roll back towards the center of the mat again. Just maybe moving the right foot and then placing the left foot beside it, so we can again just press gently into the mat. Feel how the body then wants to come into balance. It wants to find this equilibrium. Maybe just rocking the hips left to left, right to right. Maybe just dropping the knees out to the side just for a second and just feel how that feels. Maybe that gentle smile came on the corner of the lips again. It did for me anyway. And then realizing that you just did an amazing job for your body and for your mind. We come to the last position, which is Savasana. Making yourself as comfortable as possible. Maybe moving your heels to the corners of the mat and placing a cushion under the back of the knees. And today we're going to finish again with a deep meditation of the fire element. So making yourself comfortable in a position where you can feel the support from the earth beneath you. Almost as if the earth is welcoming you back to your physical body. Just feel the breath, gentle rise and fall of your body as you breathe. And maybe for the last time today, just taking that deep breath again. Feel how the body lifts away from the floor as you fill the body with air. And this long exhale, feel how the body sinks back into the floor, into your mat, into the earth energy or the gravity. And allowing that energy to spread through the whole body, from the back of your heels or your feet and to the back of your head. Closing the eyes if you haven't done so already. And just becoming completely conscious of the whole body. The whole body. Follow the breath. Be conscious of the space of your mind and expanding this space to where it feels comfortable for you. There is no right and no wrong with how much space you can take. Maybe it's just outside your mat or to the edges of the universe. It will be completely unique for you. Settling into the stillness and moving your arms maybe away from your body, just enough to open your heart space just a little more. Gently close your eyes if you haven't done so already. Take another long breath in through your nose and then exhale slowly through your mouth, between your lips, just controlling how much air leaves the body and how long the exhale is. And maybe even sigh a little with the next 3 or 4 breaths. Hmm. Now allow the breath to be completely without control or sound, as if you were in a deep but fully conscious sleep. Let your body continue to soften. Let your mind expand and settle. Let your breath become your anchor, holding you to the earth. Now bring your awareness to just below your chest, between your navel and your heart, where your emotional heart lives, the one that remembers everything. where your gut feeling comes from. Imagine you are breathing directly into this sacred space, as if this heart space was a third lung of the body. Of course, this is only happening in your mind. Take a deep breath again directly into this sacred space. Feel it expand and fill with life's joy and passion. Now imagine a small yellow or golden flame glowing inside just beneath your chest. It might be golden, it might be soft yellow, or it might not have a color at all. It does not burn, and it does not demand. It just glows. This flame is a part of you that has never given up. It ignited the moment you became part of this physical plane. It is the part of you that still wants you to live fully, to feel deeply, to love with your heart fully open. Breathe into this inner truth. Now let this flame spread, not with force or effort. Let it warm your chest, warm your inner organs, your heart, shoulders, your arms, the whole of your backbone, from the back of your head to the root of your spine. This is your fire. It holds your joy, your courage, your laughter, your connection to everything, and your passion for life. Let it rise up into your throat. Let it soften your voice, even in silence. Let the light reach out to the corners of your being where you have sometimes been holding back. Let it light up all these places with new energy, being born like a phoenix from the ashes, strong, unshakable, and beautiful. Now bring your mind to a moment where you felt truly alive. Not perfect, not just happy, just massively alive. It could be as simple as when, after a long, cold winter, you felt the sun's warmth on your face, or the sound of your own laughter around a campfire with people you love, or that quiet inner knowing, this is who I truly am. let that memory become fuel, allowing your flame to burn brighter and brighter. Let it feed your internal flames. Let it spread to every cell of your entire being with a healing and bright, glowing light. And now ask yourself gently and without pressure, when in my life have I dimmed my light? When have I withheld joy? Let the answers rise naturally. You don't need to chase them. You already know. Now feel your whole upper body glowing. A quiet, radiant warmth. Not a fire to burn, but to heal all past wounds, to comfort, to soften, and to shine. This flame is not here to perform. It is here to remind you that joy is a sacred and part of your natural state. Your light is yours to live. Breathe into this wisdom. Let it light your way. Let it expand with each inhale. Let it root deeper with each exhale. You are the flame. You are the warmth. And you are the light. With your eyes still gently closed, slowly begin to return to your physical body lying on the ground and the space that you are in. Moving your fingers if you wish, and your toes. Maybe relaxing your tongue. Maybe gently stretch if you feel like it. Place now both hands just below your chest if it feels comfortable to do so. Feel the glowing warmth still there. It has always been there, waiting to be felt and understood. Whisper silently to yourself, softly and passionately. I carry the fire. I live with an open heart space. I am fully ready to shine. Nothing can hold me back. when you are ready, gently opening the eyes with a soft focus in the eyes, becoming conscious of the space that you are in. And let your light walk with you as you return to this day. If you wish to, you can come to a sitting position where we're going to place the hands in front of the heart, and I want you to thank yourself deeply for taking this time to be with yourself and ready to start with that spark of life. Inhale and exhale. Inhaling as we come up, and with that gentle smile on your lips, return the hands to your knees. Namaste. Have a beautiful rest of your day. I will see you next week for the next part of this element series, which is air. Have a fantastic day.